So get your batting order in order. Possibly look for 3 good solid openers at 1, 2 and 3. Let's come back and hit him hard. I think it got a bit of the elbow as well.
The sharp movement sometimes is because of the cracks. You don't expect just with normal seam deviation off a surface, if it's just off the straight, that it would be that prodigious. And so it's difficult for batsmen to adjust and to, whether it's ride the bounce or shift because of the movement. And that might be, you know, there's angle in that from round the wicket, and then it'll hit, bounce and seam. You see where his bat is and where the ball ends up.
Yeah, just always feels that there's a chance if you have a short leg fielder in place in SA in South Africa, because of that variable bounce. The ball jumping from nowhere and so getting inside edge. Somehow Pakistan have got to think like that on those lines. Wickets is what they need to think.
And then at the same time, you know, you look at experienced bowlers that, you know, both teams that they have. South Africa have tons.
The simpler the instruction, the better. And it's been simple because of the frailties of Pakistan, where it's a case of make sure you hit the pitch, and if you're in and around the ears, they'll be just fine. And he's found success that way too, so no reason to change.
Bowling wise, there's more pace in South Africa compared to Pakistan. I mean, Pakistan bowlers are decent, high medium pace, nothing more than that, whereas you've got 3 South African bowlers who clock more than 145 clicks. And on pitches such as these, you need extra pace. I mean, you obviously need lateral movement as well, but there lies the difference as well.
I think add 100 to Pakistan's score and get to 280, 290. And this Mickey Arthur was going on about, we're going to get 300, maybe 350, and we'll put South Africa under pressure. And I saw a tweet earlier, actually. His words were, if we get that. And the if was in capital letters. And that's the point. Because it looks a totally different bowling attack, this Pakistani one, when it's got runs behind it.
Yeah, clearly you've got to give them some score to defend or to be aggressive so they can set the right fields, aggressive fields. With their backs up against the wall, it is so difficult to be aggressive.
For me, you know, I want to be, against him of all odds. But I think, the moment you're putting if within your question, with your answer within a team that you are coaching, you're already throwing a doubt. And that will cause a lot of self-belief within themselves, that we are not being in a position of being, that we can improve where we left off and get better. But now there's a certain question mark on top of our head, which is if we get to 300, instead of saying we need to get to that particular score for us to be able to put the country we're playing against in under pressure.
Yeah, subtle messaging, but it's off the backdrop of history. And Rami spoke about no subcontinent country coming here and beating South Africa in a series. Go to Pakistan and you think about the number of test matches they've won in South Africa. If you to think back, and as I think back whilst I'm sitting here, I remember one, and I remember one, and that's it. And the players that are there who now are here and have watched players who are better than themselves, they've seen them win maybe one. So that's why that messaging comes that way, because it's already a mountain to climb before you get there. 65 forward.
When you get to the changing room, how you motivate your team. You see, that's the question. You could be. You cannot even have to rise to your mind and saying that we in South Africa, we need to compete. Instead of having that load, before even you start the series.
Bit of a gust of wind, and right thing to do. Mohammed Amir just aborts his run up, and we'll start again.
Quite an interesting stat that I've been handed. Pakistan's last test innings in test in South Africa. And so 43 overs they batted, 100.4, 29.1, 75.3, 116.2. And then plethora of low overs, 78, 46, 56, 47, 51. They've not survived well with the batter.
Got to say also that not many teams do. And if you think back over the last decade or so, you can think of Australia doing well in South Africa. You'd think of England sometimes turning up and doing well in South Africa. But just about every other team, not. It's a difficult place to talk.
Yeah, but my point is that you've got to challenge yourself as a test side. So you've got to make room, allowance to be better the next time you come and visit South Africa as a touring side. So you can't allow this to happen time and time again. Come in early, maybe play more side matches, just get used to the conditions. And there's so many things to get acclimatized of. The sound of the traffic, the noise of the crowd, the contours of the ground, the wind, the breeze, state of the pitches, the opposition.
Shot. The wand once again from Hashim Amla. His first boundary goes on to 5. Scored some tough runs in the previous match. And South Africa hope that is a return to form.
Yeah, I like That shot, he plays it so well. Wristy. Jumping up just a little bit on his toes and finding the gap. Using the angle of the left armour and hammering it to the fence.
That was not a bad line as well. It just leg a bit of width.
Finish off your point, Rambo, on teams that don't do so well, or the difficulty for teams coming to South Africa. Keith Lane hands me these stats with regard to percentage win rate in South Africa for visiting teams. Australia 58.33. This is since 1992. England 26.08. Quoted those two as them coming here in the last decade and doing okay. Then Pakistan 15.38. India 15%. Sri Lanka 7.69. New Zealand 6.66. West Indies 6.66.
Moral of the story is do not tour South Africa.
And I think others would say, well, hold on, don't go so harsh on your guys, because they're actually third on the list.
Yeah, and look at Australia. Australia probably is the best side to travel to South Africa by a long way. So look at what they do well. Just try to replicate what Australians do here.
Is that a similarity of the wicket or conditions or weather?
Yeah, that, and also mental ability to fight hard. 70 for 1.
Within all of that, I think, there's no need of trying to pinch down the both side. The bowlers are doing very well. They're hitting a good area. They're bowling a good line. So they're really asking questions all the time.
One for 24 for Mohammed Amir. Mohammed Abbas, none for 27. Not as miserly as was expected. And for 18 for Shaheen Afridi. Important also to give credit to South Africa for making home conditions so difficult for others and yet able to deal with them themselves. You've still got to play those conditions. You've still got to press home the advantage. And certainly in this series they've been superior, whatever the expectation might have been. Here they are again, getting themselves into a good position. Because of the start they got from Elga and Markram, and they don't want to relinquish that position.
One thing that I can tell you, South African batsman loves the ball that comes nicely into the bat. So for them, it's one of the best conditions that they can easily bat as long as they want, because it's their own conditions.
Shouts up, catch it, nobody will. A couple of bounces and 4. Nicely played by Markram.
Nearing a 50. The tall, elegant right-hander. Abbas not quick really to bowl that length. Bounced on it immediately. Front foot pull shot. Banging it short and just didn't have the strength really to trouble the right-hander.
Nice shot. Beautiful to bring up a half century. 4th career 50 for Aiden Markram. He's got 400s to his name, and he'll want to convert this one to 3 figures as well. Played beautifully.
Yeah, found it tough in that last test match or the first test match, managing the ball off the pads, and was caught leg before wicket a couple of times. Not in this innings so far. He's looked to play a bit straighter, got to the pitch of the ball, nice and positive stride into those drives, so off to a very good start and a lovely 50.
I wonder if you went to have throwdowns with Sean Pollock with the tennis ball. It was Paulie, he really says he's going to call him aside and said, I need to take you and give you a throwdowns with tennis balls. Probably he has done that, so that's why he plays so beautiful today.
Yeah, certainly played nicely. Applauded.
So Paulie is the culprit. Where's he?
Yeah, previous score 152 against the Australians. Back in the runs. 78 for 1. Tough tour of Sri Lanka. First time on the subcontinent. Had to face up to spin. Thought he might get a sighter in terms of getting in, and there'd be some seam first up before the spinners came on. No, that's not how it went. There big three spinners in the seam, and first up you'd have to face the spin. It was too tough. Conversion. 450s, 400s. Can he convert this one? Good start to his career.
So we can really say that if Pakistan needs a betting coach, Paulie is available with the tennis ball.
We probably won't accept him now because he's done the damage. Got him back in form. It's getting just a wee bit tough now for Pakistan. 99 is what South Africa trail by. An opener has got a 50. They can still probably look to attack Hashim Amla. Not as fluent as Markram has been in this knock so far, even though he got a good 50 in the last test. Pakistan need to involve Yasir Shah as well. I think he can't be a forgotten asset suddenly. Quickest to 200 test match wickets, so he must be given some space for a bowling spell here. A good bowling spell of 7-8 overs. Those numbers are phenomenal.
It would be nice as well, just before the end of play, can see if the ball will turn. It might surprise a lot of people.
Nicely played. Just a single though. Just to change it up as well, Mackay.
Indeed, I think as well, Paulie, you know, they must not do what South Africa has done, thinking that is going to work for them too, because South Africa has used seamers, and they're thinking that because of that, it will be easier for them as well, you know, to do what South Africa have done.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you play according to your strength, and if your strength is leg spin, so might as well introduce it. See if it works. I think it can. Some variable in bounce, and let's see whether Markram can pick his wrong gun or his leg spinners.
You never know until you do it. I mean, especially the ball is still nice and hard. It could be one of them will take off, you know, being able to get caught from the slips.
Looking rock solid, Markram, and looking to play with a straight bat. I think he is committed to that that straightness of the bat in this innings, and it has worked. Not looking to go across the line. He's covered the stumps as well, so his only option, I guess, is to look to go straight down the pitch, just like that. Can't go across the line, otherwise it'll be a cannon for leg before.
Nicely bowled and played. 79 for 1. It's an elegant player. It's a good shot, that off the back foot, and likes to punch it there. Seems a favourite shot for Aidan Markham. There is better that time and able to get it in front of square, and again there. And what he has done well is driven down the ground. Doesn't mind the short ones. Lovely. Powerful as well, those long levers. And seems to be able to get the ball off to the fence quite often in an innings where he gets going. 11 fours in his 52 not out. Leg side, straight, offside. Will continue. They'll keep searching Pakistan, and for a change in the commentary box. Mikey Holden will soon be joined by Mark Nicholas and Robin Peace.
Thank you, Tommy. Good going this by South Africa. Just 1 wicket down, 79 runs on the board. Nice solid foundation. Need to build on this now. Hashim Amla got a bit of a start in the first test match, second innings that is, got some runs. That's close. Oh mercy. If he had hit, that would have been 2 down, I think.
Yeah, not a well-judged single. Aidan Markham would have been very disappointed to go out in that fashion. That would have been very close. I think that's gone. Can't really tell from that angle. But I get a sense he'd be gone. That's out. Fortunate Aidan Markham.
Wasn't a very strong throw, and obviously not accurate either.
No. He's looked very good, Aidan Markham. He's looked to hit the ball straighter. Hasn't gone across the line. He's played some wonderful shots of the back foot through extra cover. He's driven the ball beautifully. And here's a look at that run out. Ball's not in the same area code as the stumps. Very ordinary throw.
Whoa. Abbas cannot move.
I so remember when you first talked about Aidan Markham. Right from the off, Mikey, you liked what you saw, both as man and cricketer.
Went in the air for quite some time, but there's a big gap there.
He's flying along now, though, and Mohammad Abbas knows that you can't bowl wide anymore. If you're not on it against Markram now, he has 56 from 71 balls, 12 boundaries, high percentage of boundaries in both these matches. It's 85 for 1.
Got absolutely nothing in the first test match. Aidan Markram needs to make up for that now.
Yeah, you'd have almost bet on him actually in this match, if one is allowed to say that these days, on the basis that he's got such strength of mind. You couldn't imagine him failing 3 consecutive innings unless he got a really good ball. A couple of play and misses early on, but lots of excellent driving of the ball down the ground, off the back foot, front foot. A couple of rasping pull strokes. Already the deficit reduced to just 91. Pakistan bowled out today for 177 by excellent fast bowling. South Africa went with the 4 quicks. They left Keshav Maharaj out of the side and they bowled very well, all 4 of them. But not for the...
Just want to show you why you can't talk about betting.
Because everybody else is.
Well, they are one of the sponsors. So when the cricket authorities stop taking money from the bookmakers, they can tell us about talking about betting.
Well, there's a move in England to limit the betting advertisements on coverage of sport. Not completely get rid of it, they'll stay with horse racing. And I think it's been taken away from most of the other sports. Anyway, back to the cricket.
Round to you, Aidan.
That's nicely played by Aidan Markram. He's really looking in good touch today. Not the best of test matches at Centurion, at his home ground. His balance looks spot on today.
Not a lot happening with the ball, Robbie. Pitches